Your Christmas cactus will be bursting with flowers. All it takes is using these secret fertilizers to make the plant bloom like crazy. The Christmas cactus, also known as the Schlumbergera, is named for its winter blooming season. To keep it thriving, feed it natural fertilizers during watering. Simply add 1 tablespoon to water and pour it over your cactus. It turns out that a spoonful of coffee grounds is a key ingredient to stimulate flowering. Coffee has a slightly acidic pH, making it an ideal fertilizer for acid-loving plants like the Christmas cactus. Additionally, coffee grounds contain nitrogen and other nutritious minerals. To prepare this fertilizer, mix 1 tablespoon of coffee grounds with half a liter of water. Stir well and water the plant with it. Repeat the process every 2 weeks. You can also use leftover brewed coffee. Just dilute it in a 1:5 ratio before watering. Another excellent ingredient for fertilizer can also be found in your kitchen, a banana peel. With its help, your Christmas cactus will be covered in blooms. Don't throw away the peel after eating a banana. It's incredibly valuable for plant care. Chop the banana peel into small pieces and place them in a bowl. Then, cover them with water. Banana peels are rich in potassium, phosphorus, calcium, silicic acid, and sulfur, making them highly nutritious for plants. With this mineral boost, your cactus will bloom abundantly and the flowers will be strong. People often hang mistletoe in their homes for the holidays, not realizing the potential risks. Its branches symbolize Christmas, traditionally bringing luck, prosperity, and love, as kissing under the mistletoe is thought to ensure happiness and romance. But mistletoe, specifically European mistletoe, Viscum album, is a parasitic plant that can be toxic if ingested. Each winter, after being cut from host trees, mistletoe's white berries, which contain the sticky, toxic substance vicin, appear prominently. Ingesting these berries can cause symptoms like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. While not typically lethal for adults, even small amounts can be dangerous for children and pets. During the holiday season, dried mistletoe may lose leaves and berries, which can fall unnoticed. Since children or pets might mistake the small white berries for candy, this presents a significant risk. If ingested, even a single berry could lead to serious health issues, especially for pets like cats and dogs, who may be more susceptible to mistletoe's toxicity. When decorating with mistletoe, it's wise to keep it out of reach of young children and animals to prevent accidental ingestion. Alternatively, artificial mistletoe can be a safer option that still captures the festive spirit without any health hazards. In the past, everyone had this plant on their windowsill at home. It's known for its invaluable medicinal properties, and growing it is incredibly easy. A simple brush of its leaves fills the air with a lovely scent. And ginkgo, or scented geranium, is a forgotten plant for many. Loved by herbalists for its medicinal uses, it can be used to treat colds, inflammation, and migraines. In this video, I'll show you how to use it. Place a leaf of this plant in your ear, and the inflammation and pain will fade away. This natural remedy fights bacteria and viruses, while also reducing swelling. It has pain-relieving and anti-inflammatory effects. Simply crush 1 leaf in your hands to release its juice, roll it up, and insert it into your sore ear. Keep it in for 15 minutes and remove it. Repeat as needed for relief. You can also make a health tincture from ginkgo's leaves. Gather a handful of leaves, cut them into strips to release their juices, and place them in a jar. Cover with a cup of vodka, mix well, and store in a dark, cool place for 2 weeks, shaking daily. After 2 weeks, strain and transfer the tincture to a sterilized bottle. This tincture is used to relieve rheumatic pains and colds. A tea made from its leaves works wonders too. It helps alleviate upper respiratory infection symptoms. Just place the leaves in a cup, add a few cloves, and pour hot water over it. This brew soothes a sore throat, and using it as a mouthwash can help with toothaches, gum inflammation, and bad breath. The plant also improves air quality, emitting essential oils that benefit the respiratory system. Its scent repels mosquitoes, flies, and ticks, making it perfect for the terrace or kitchen window. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. You can find more natural recipes and valuable tips on our channel. Here's how to trim geraniums for winter using the Max 20 method. This will help them bloom even more beautifully next season. It's a quick and simple way to get your plants ready for winter dormancy and spring revival. Remove all faded flowers and any new shoots, as geraniums need to focus their energy on surviving the winter, not flowering. Also, take off any dried or diseased leaves. Geraniums require proper trimming before winter to survive the colder months and bloom beautifully the next year. The Max 20 method involves cutting the stems down to a maximum of 20 centimeters, which helps the plants focus energy on the roots and protects them from diseases. The best time to prune is before the first frost. This way, the geraniums will be ready for winter rest and spring revival. Once trimmed, the plant should have a compact, bushy form. Simply store them in a cool place and reduce watering, and they'll flourish in the spring. This is the best way to store geraniums until spring. With this method, you'll enjoy beautiful flowers next year. Before the frost, dig up the geraniums from the garden or remove them from their pots. Shake off the excess soil from the roots. Remove all faded flowers and any new buds, as the geranium needs to focus its energy on surviving the winter rather than blooming. Also, remove any dried or diseased leaves. Next, prepare a paper bag and place the geranium inside, ensuring the entire plant fits inside, with only the roots sticking out. Tie the bag with string, but not too tightly. You can store the geraniums in a place where the temperature is between a few and around 10 degrees Celsius, such as a cellar or a cool cupboard. Make sure the bag is not exposed to direct sunlight. The bag can either hang or sit on a shelf. The important thing is that it's paper. And even if all the leaves drop, don't worry. This is normal. In spring, the plant will sprout new leaves, and once planted in the ground, it will revive even faster. I have parsley all winter long, thanks to storing its roots using this old method. It turns out you don't have to keep all the roots in a mound if you want fresh parsley leaves. After harvesting the vegetables in autumn, set aside healthy roots, prepare some sand. For wintering parsley, it should be moist and clean, ideally fine like construction sand. Place a layer of sand at the bottom of a container. This container can be a bucket, but it needs to be deep enough to hold the parsley roots. Line the sides of the bucket with sand, and then place the parsley roots inside. It's best to clean the roots of the stems from the cut parsley beforehand. However, the parsley must retain some green stems from which fresh leaves will grow. Cover the roots with sand, and continue layering until the bucket is full. Gently water the entire setup, preferably using rainwater. Store it in a cool, dry place like a basement or garage, where the temperature stays between 0 and 5 degrees Celsius. With this method, the parsley roots will stay fresh and ready for use all winter long. All you need is a bucket or another container, and you'll always have fresh parsley on hand.